Seder. The Reish Chabur. Is it okay if I put this on your stender? How about yours? Okay, Seder. Fine, it's fine. Whatever. If I have time, I'll say over some Divrei Hasoros at the end. Nothing really about Rosh Hashanah, just stop Divrei Hasoros. I wanted to bring the Zaynis. I ran out of Rugula because I provided to one Shalom Zohar and one Kiddush over Shabbos. So I ran out during Shal Shudas. I'm sorry. So Lamaisa,
You're coming to your house afterwards.
You can come to my house after. This one's a little bit more on the daf. At the beginning of this sugya of Ein Shlochot Dvar Aveiro, the Gemara says, "Vatnan Ashleich Zabeir Biad Cher Shoyt V'Kotten Pater Medinei Adam Chaim Medinei Shemayim." Shil Biad B'Keach Chayev V'Amai Name Shluch Shalom Kamoisai Shani Hasam Din Shliach L'Dvar Aveiro. So the Gemara learns it up as a davar pashut that this case of a Shleach as a Be'era is shaykh to Ein Shliach L'Dvar Aveiro. However, if you look in the Rishonim in Baba Kama, it's not so pashut that he sent him to do any kind of aveir. He didn't give him the fire and said, "Please go burn that barn down." No, he didn't say anything like that. He just gave Shleach as a Be'era. The way the Ritva learns it up in Baba Kama, what happened? Shleach as a Be'era. If it's a Pikeach, he took it out, and the Pshia, he burned something down. And he's chayav for nezik from Pshia. And okay, by the cotton, how come you have shaykhs to the aveira? Okay, so you have a getter of groma, you indirectly cause it, so you're chayav b'dinei shemayim, you're not chayav here. Aber what shaykhs to Ein Shliach L'Dvar Aveiro? That's the Pikeach is chayav, so we would think, oh, the Pikeach, Shliach Shalom Kamoisai, chayav him. No, Ein Shliach L'Dvar Aveiro is what we say here. But there we don't say he's not chayav from Ein Shliach L'Dvar Aveiro, he did his own aveira. We say he did Pshia, he did negligence. No. The guy himself, the Pikeach was negligent. The Pikeach, while he was hauling along his fire, wasn't paying attention that it was lighting the Gan City on fire as he went. Just fine. Okay.
What's the Kiddush like?
Huh? What's the Kiddush of Mishalech is Potter? The Bais of the Ritva learns you didn't send him on it's not a getter of shlichus. He on his own burned something. You gave him a be'era. You burned something down on his own. By accident, that's Pshia. Huh? No, so that's what we're trying to work it out. That's the whole question. How's the Shaykh to Ein Shliach L'Dvar Aveiro? That's question number one. It will be revisited. I want to start with question number 2, which will lead back into question number 1 in a wonderful circular fashion. So question number 2. Fine. Question number 2. What?
If you had a video or something.
A video. Say it. So question number 2 is from the Gemara in Bab Metzia, right? On Daf Yod. So on Daf Yod, what do we say? We said B'Shem Ravina. Ravina, Heicha Amrinan de Ein Shliach L'Dvar Aveiro. When do we say such a thing? Heicha de Shliach Bar Chiyuvahu. And the Shliach's a Bar Chiyuv. Well, B'Chatzer, the La Bar Chiyuvahu. Mechayev Sholchoi. Should be Mechayev the Mishalech. Meaning what? If it's a La Bar Chiyuv, Yesh Shliach L'Dvar Aveiro. So, the question is in our Gemara, we sent out, so Ravina says that when are we able to apply Ein Shliach L'Dvar Aveiro? When does that halacha apply that'll be your own Aveira that you did? So that's only applicable if the Shliach is a Bar Chiyuva. However, if the Shliach's not a Bar Chiyuva, Yesh Shliach L'Dvar Aveiro. So, Lamaisa, in our Gemara, we have a Cher Shoyt V'Kotten, which L'Chayra, a La Bar Chiyuva, and your Shliach is a bear with them, you're Pater B'Dinei Adam. L'Chayra, according to the Gemara in Bab Mitzvah, you should be Chayiv. They're a Lav Bar Chiyuva, they should be Mechayiv you, right? Yesh Shliach L'Dvar Aveiro if you send it with a Lav Bar Chiyuv.
The question is also from Rav Sama, right?
The question could be from Rav Sama, and you're just Mechaving to a Ran, which I'm going to say right now. The Ran says Azoi. The Ran in this sugya, Zul Inyan Halacha, Kasavar Amah, Zal, the Hilchsa, Kalishna de Rav Sama, as Rabbi Shelton said. Bariksa, that was his daddy's name. The Kavan, the Umrah, Hameder Ravina, Mishmeder Av Avya, the Shasik Ravina, the Kibla, Alma, the Hadar Beini, Maida Hava Omer, Maida Hava Omer Ihu. He was Hadar. And the halachas like Rav Sama. What did Rav Sama say, just to revisit that sugya? Rav Sama said, when is it Shaykh Ein Shliach L'Dvar Aveiro? When Di boy Ovid, Di boy loy Ovid. I could say I want to or I say I don't want to. Both of them there are talking, Ravina and Rav Sama are talking about a Chatzar, for different reasons in Chatzar. So what did Rav Sama say? He says you have to be able to say I want to or I don't want to. Can't do that. I.e., this is what he says here. Ready? So he says one more time. Right? Because the chotzer is bal karcha. He can't say I want to, I don't want to. Chotzers don't talk. Amra Mechaber, Zog Zaran, or the Nemukiyos. Amra Mechaber. The nearer the cotton, this is where we want, the cotton, she'ein lo yad kalal, kagain she'ein mavchin bein sror la'egos, he doesn't know the difference between rocks and nuts. Have kechatzer l'chayiv shel choy, the haloi shaykh la'meimar be'iboy loy ovid adkan. Meaning what? The same type of question, but from Rav instead of Ravina. The question from Ravina was that, it has to be a bar chiyuv. In the case by us, it's a lav bar chiyuv. So if he's a lav bar chiyuv, then yesh lech l'dvar ver. So how could it be putter when we send a cotton? And from Rav the same question, even if you want to learn the chiluk is iboy ovid, iboy loy ovid. So here, it's not shaykh to ein shlich l'dvar ver because they can't say iboy ovid, iboy loy ovid. They don't know. They're not b'nei das. So either way, you come out that our Gemara should, when it says shilach biyad pikech, shilach biyad chershad of a cotton potter, should really be chai. So first, there's a very, very simple answer that exactly the Tosfos, which goes around a lot of questions of the Nesivos, but we'll say Tosfos and the Mashach who brings Tosfos. Tosfos says azoi on Daf Yod. Very simple answer. Makes a lot of sense if you don't ever learn the Nesivos. So he says like this: Isha ve'eved b'nei chiyuvanin. V'im taimah. So maybe you'll ask, Batnan perka koines hasholech hasabe'er b'yadcher shoyte v'cotton potter v'amai halav bar chiyuvanin hu. Or if you want to ask from Rav amai, they can't say yiboy avid, yiboy loy avid. Same question. Yesh laim. Our answer is Tosfos. The hasa mishum delav b'nei shlichus ninhu. Very easy answer. They're not shaykh to shlichus at all. So we're saying, this whole ein shliach l'dvar aveira. So if ein shliach l'dvar aveira, then how can you say that here? Because they're lav bar chiyuva, so you should be chayiv. Just a very pashut answer. They're not shaykh to shlichus, so you're potter. Fine. Very easy way to avoid a lot of problems. And so says the shach that the Nesivos brings. Like these. It says over here, this is the Nesivos fragan on the shach. Oid hikshal Nemuki Yosef. This is the shach asking on the Nemuki Yosef. Shekasev de b'cotton she'ein lo yad klal de mechayev shelcho ha'ein shlichus l'cotton. What do you mean? There's no shlichus to the cotton. Mahada shalech is a berry. Brings a raya from us. We see ein shlichus l'cotton. You're putter, right? So he's asking on the shach from our case. The shach is asking on the Nemuki Yosef from our case. The Nemuki Yosef says, a cotton should be chayiv because he can't say iboy avid, iboy loy avid. He says, but look in our case, you're putter, you're not chayev. Why are you putter? Because they're just not shaykh to shlichus at all. So if they're not by shlichus, they're not going to mechayev you. Very easy way to get out of it. V'hu ta mua, says the Nesivos. Why? The hayaloy lahakshis gam kein ala Tosfos b'shvuas daf gimel dira maskal ala zokein shtayim. I had to throw in my shameless beard plug ala zokein shtayim. Okay. Shekasu zel shenay midlay kamer ish da amar lekaten v'lanachri akvi ligadol. He should have asked over there also, ha'in shlichus l'katan ela'akom. Okay, should have also asked the question there, ha'in shlichus. Fine. However, this is the ikar of the Nesivos' question. Yal karcha tzarech leimer to b'shliach l'dvar aveira taima achrina ikar. There's a different reason by shliach l'dvar aveira. Denichsi anan b'me'ilo tvicha mechira. By me'ilo tvicha mechira, where we see a parsha of yesh shliach l'dvar aveira b'shlichus yad, if you want to learn according to Beis Hillel. The Rabbi Behu Rachman shlichus l'dvar aveira. The chayiv afilo aso al yidei cotton. Kamavor b'me'ila. In me'ila it says you're chayiv even al yidei a cotton. Why? Tosfos, shach, they're saying, in shlichus l'cotton we see here. It is. Why? Because it's another parsha. Al karchak tzarech leimer atam dekevan de b'hanach d'nis rabba behu shlichus l'dvar aveira lav me'atem gam atem yalfina. Shlichus l'dvar aveira is its own parsha. Its own parsha is not shaykh to atem gam atem from truma. It's its own new thing. So if it's its own new thing, then it needs its own miyat to take a cotton out. This is kind of similar to what the Rishiva was saying. Remember the Rishiva brought a Pnei Yoshua in Gittin to say wherever there isn't a miyat of ish, right, then a cotton is shaykh. He brings Rashi saying ish by all these different places of shlichus instead of just going without tem gam atem. Why? Because unless you have a miyit, then a cotton should be shaykh. So maybe there's no miyit in shleich is abeira. Oh, so maybe you want to say, oh, you learn it from shchutei chutz. Shchutei chutz, it says ish. And Bava Metzia, they're not learning from shchutei chutz, they're learning from chotzer. So Lamaisa could go hand in hand with what the Rish Shiva was saying also, that okay, there's no miyit to be mamayat a cotton here. So if there's no miyit to be mamayat a cotton here, maybe there is shlichus for a cotton. Hadr kushya laduchta, right? Questions back. A little weiter in the Mesivas. El mikroyach rina dichsiva behu. El mikroyach rina dichsiva behu. It's by, we learn out its parsha shlichus from the parsha by it, from the pasuk by it, in shlichus d'var avera, from Meila and those things. The Meila lo yitzrichin behu sheyeh shliach dumya de mishalayach, doesn't need to be dumya de mishalayach, meaning what? Ma'atem l'datchem, right? So he's saying if it's not from gamatem, it doesn't have to be dumya de mishalayach, atem, ma'atem, whatever. So also just on ma'atem l'datchem, that's Tosfos. So where does Tosfos get that from? The question here on the bottom, they bring a little note. It's not the Rav Jimitrovsky, it's a different note. It says tzarachim. What? The ha ein shlichus lekatan lav mi'atem gamatem yalfinan el mishum delav b'nei deyaninhu. But the way Tosfos learns it, that's part of atem gamatem. Tosfos learned it atem l'datchem, so also you too l'datchem, right? So it's not such a question if you're learning that Tosfos. Okay, that's a side note. Fine.
Tosfos speaks as ma'atem l'datchem av shachachim l'datchem?
Yeah.
Where's that Tosfos?
I don't remember. The Rish Shiva quoted it. Could be. I'm not sure. But the Rish Shiva quoted it that Tosfos was learning like that. He said it in Shir Klal. Fine. So according to that, what comes out? So now you can have shlichus by a cotton in Dvar Aveira. So if you have shlichus to a cotton with Dvar Aveira, right? So now you have a shtickle problem because now in our Gemara it should say chayev. So you have to work out why it doesn't say chayev. But before we do that, I just want to go a shtickle weiter in the Nesivos. This part I don't have quite as clear as the other part, but I think I've got it. Because the Nesivos also brings out, just since we're learning it from Chotzer and Bava Metzia, the Nesivos learns out like this. That dehine hare yesh shnei inyonei shlichus. There's two different parts of shlichus. Ha'echad shlichus shel kiyam v'chalos davar. Right, one type is just chalos davar. I'll be makatzer. The second one is l'chayev samishaleach ba'oinish. So we have a chalos, making a chalos, and then that shliach shalom kamoisai. So there's two different parts there. And he brings a raya from Tosfos on Daf Yod. Those could be machalik. The first answer of Tosfos. First answer of Tosfos says what? That it could be that there's still the second one says there's no chalos. But the first one says that there could be a chalos even though it's ein shleich l'dvar avera. So it says two things could be broken up. These two parts. The case there, I can read it inside for you, is the following. Case over there on Daf Yod. That Tosfos is like this. That it's like, what's the question? Okay, fine. So you sent you're a Kohen and you sent to Yisrael to be Mekadosh for you a Grusha. Yeah? So Tosfos asks, there's no nafkamina, either way you're not going to get Malchus, is what he says. Fine. So his answer over there in his first teretz is that it could be that there's ein shleich l'dvar aveira and there still be a chalos. That was the ikka that we wanted to bring out from that Tosfos there. Fine. 1 second. Fine. So that's the raya that you could be mechalik these two parts of shlichus. That there's the chalos and then there's the fact that you're gonna that shlichus shel adam kamais and you'll get the einish. Fine. So he says over here that Bayas Al Karchach Mishum de Inyan Chalois Mitruma. So one thing he wants to say that we're learning from Chotzer, but the inyan of the Chalois we learn from Truma. The inyan Hasheni the Shlichus l'dvar avera sheyeh anesh hamishaleach ve'eno bar chiyuva efshar lil moed mitruma. That you can't learn out from Truma. V'nisraba mechotzer u'minay alfina negam cotton yesh leishlichus. And from there we can see that cotton also has a shlichus. So we have a shtickle problem now. What's our problem? We see now that ein shleich l'dvar avera is lav dafka from atem gam atem. And even if it is from Truma, it's only from Truma as far as the chalos, but not as far as the making him a shleich l'dvar avera when he's lav bar chiyuva. So now we have shlichus to a cotton. So I was shleich es ha'be'era with a cotton, so I should be chayiv. So how come our Gemara says I'm pater? Why am I pater? Why am I only chayiv b'dinei shemayim? So he brings the Ritva, which we're going to shtel in when we get to the second part of the Chabura. Okay, fine. So he brings the Ritva, and that says, Shekasev, the Mayri Dafka Beloy Amar Lahazik. He didn't tell him to damage. Because if he told him to damage, we're saying there's shlichus to cutting. So if I told him to damage, and he went out and damaged, then I wouldn't be pater, I'd be chayev. So why am I pater in this Gemara? I didn't tell him to damage. Oh, Aval Ba'amar Lahazik, if I told him to damage, Be'emes chayev af b'cutting. I should be chayev, says the Ritva. Fine. The Svira Leila on Mukhi Yosef Kiritva. When the Mukhi Yosef said, yeah, there is shlichus by cutting, because you can't say e-boy ovid, e-boy eloi ovid, so they're not shaykh to ein shliach d'var avera, so then they're yesh shliach d'var avera. So if they did it, they'd be mechayev and mishaleach. So why not here? And the Mukhi Yosef learns like the Ritva, that here, we weren't talking where he told him to be mazik. Fine. What about Taisvis? Taisvis in Bab Mitzia proves like the Shach, right? And Taisvis, L'shitasa, Osli, he's going L'shitasa, Sphere like the Ein Shliach L'Dvar Aveira, Umishum, Divrei Arab, Divrei Talmud, and he'll learn it up from Atem Gam Atem, he'll learn it up from that parsha of Shlichus as well. Fine. Now that we have that, and the Ritva, which we're going to revisit in a second, and I'm going to come circular here in a minute and tell you the big problem with this pshat. Lamaisa, I found Divrei Chezkel over here. One second, where's my Divrei Chezkel? Fine, Divrei Chezkel, coming on the Ritva, says Azoi, on what the Ritva said and what the Sugi is talking about here. Now, Rebbe Sugin Mashma, okay, fine, he says like this. Alpi Mashkas Vanasivis, Yisyashiv Ga Mashkas Varitva. Looks good in the Ritva. Dashelechas Abeira, Eno Midin Shlichus. It's not talking Midin Shlichus. Right? I didn't send him to do an Aveira. I just put it in his hand and he did the Aveira. Because if I sent him to do the Aveira, I'd be chayav. Rebbe Sugin Mashma Daha Midin Shlichus. But from our Sugi, it sounds like it is Midin Shlichus. We can answer based on this Ritva. The Salkadaita, the Havamina was Dashelechas Abeira, who Midin Shlichus. The Havamina was from Shlichus, the Kol HaTeirah, of the entire Teirah. Hainu Kodim She'adanu Din Ein Shlichus D'var Aveira. The Havamina, the Seifa, the Cher Shet of a Cotton Pater Mishum De Ein Lahem Shlichus. That's what we would have thought, like Taisvis. Aval Maskana, right? The Yashel Amel of Shlichus D'var Aveira Mitruma. We don't learn it out from Truma in this case because it's got its own parsha. Marvin and Shlichus D'var Aveira Michatzer. So I feel the cotton. I'll correct the Seifa, the Cher Shet of a Cotton Myri Delay Shalach Kalal. Has to be he didn't send him. It's just he had shaykhis. Okay, he's Chai Medina Shemayim with Groma. He had some sort of shaykhis to the Aveira. However, he didn't send him to do the Aveira. What would be with Pikeach? Myri Delay Shalach Lahazik. So now, what's the sugya now?
1 second.
Yes.
I can just explain it a bit to you.
Yeah. I'm going to say it over right now. What the sugya would be according to this. Now, when we say Asholech is Aveira, according to everything we've said now, a cotton should have shlichus based on the nesivus. Why? Because shlichus by Ein Shlichus D'var Aveira is its own parsha, separate from Atem Gam Atem, and it wasn't mamayit, a cotton, which means a cotton is now shayach to shlichus D'var Aveira. Meaning, so now, if I sent a cotton who's a lav bar chiyuv, forget lav bar shlichus. We say it is bar shlichus. It's just a lav bar chiyuv, right? So that should be mechayiv and mishaleach. Yesh shlichus D'var Aveira on him. So why should it say pater? So we answer. It says pater because here we didn't send him to do an Aveira. Right? We gave him a torch and like burning things around. Okay, fine. Okay. But now what's with the Pikeach? We say the Pikeach is chayiv. Why? Divrei Chezkel says, I also didn't send him to do an Aveira. So what did he do? Pshia. He was negligent. You gave him a torch. He went going through the city, burning things down, screaming the British are coming. Okay, fine. And we'll say the Ritva real quick here, and then I'm going to say...
So you didn't answer the question in our Gemara.
You mean...
I'm not saying anything deeper, it's fine.
Hold on. We're getting back to question number 1. Don't worry. The Ritva also himself, fine. The Ritva said, the Ritva in Bab Mitzia, yeah? The Ritva in Bab Mitzia says, V'im Taimar, V'heach Efsher Loimar, V'hecha D'shliach Lav Bar Chiyuva Hu Chayav Mishalech, Hashalech. How could you say that when it's a lav bar chiyuv, you're mechayav the mishaleach? Ha'tnan hashalech is ha'be'er b'yad chereshet v'katan pater. We see from our Gemara, you're pater. So how could it be when you're a lav bar chiyuva that you're going to mechayav the mishalech? We see you're pater. So his yesh leimar, in line with his whole reasoning in the sugya, is the hasam shani shalei amar lahazik. Again, didn't tell him lahazik. Ela shenosan habe'era b'rishusam. But if you told him lahazik, yeah, lav bar shlichus, lav bar chiyuvo, and yeah, you'd be chayav because he's learning their shayach to shlichus. Fine. Ubeinin deloy matzi mazki ela b'tzivs l'cheresh she'en hashaleach asa ela groma. The shaleach's role was only groma, and by again the pikeach, his role is he's not going to have a role. The aver is done through the pikeach's negligence. Fine. Question on this. So very nice mahalach in the sukkah. Oh, the kadmi, he is a bar shlichus. Why aren't you chayav? Oh, you didn't send him lahazik, but if you did, he'd be chayav. So why is the pikeach chayav? Shia. Okay, it's his own avera. Fine. But that's a little schwer with our first question. What was our first question? Our first question is that how is this shayach to ein shliach l'dvar avera? And we just furthered the question. In this mahalach, you did send him out to do an avera. The cheresh of a cotton, you didn't send him to do an avera because if you did, he'd have been chayav. And the v'keach, you didn't send him to do an avera, and his chiyuv is from pshia. So how's it shayach to ein shliach l'dvar avera and that mahalach in the sugya? Fine. That's
why are you saying you didn't send him by a v'keach? Maybe by a v'keach you did send him.
The Ritva learned he didn't.
He said it the same.
It says by pshia. Yeah. It says it's a word from pshia. Now, Lamaisa, the Ritva Bayos is a little bit troubling. Because the Ritva Bayos learns that this is shayach to ein shliach l'dvar avera. It says that it's a getter from shogeg by the pikeach, and tries to give a whole lumdis why even by shogeg we can say divrei arav, divrei talmud, right? He brings in this whole lumdis why we can also say by shogeg divrei arav, divrei talmud, and he learns it up that yeah, it is shayach to ein shliach l'dvar avera. So I don't understand. The Ritva said it's not shayach to ein shliach l'dvar avera. He said you didn't send him to do an avera. So I thought maybe pshat's like this Pnei Yoshua. But don't worry, the Machane Ephraim is going to rock the house. Hold on. We'll get there. Fine. The Pnei Yoshua said like this: the Afal gav the Maisi Sham me'ashalech es habe'ero. Kvar kasavti Sham the Hasam nami loy Iri shesholchu lahavir biyadayim. He didn't send him lahavir biyadayim. He didn't say go burn down the house, right? He didn't do that. B'shel chavero. El shemasar lo habe'ero, right? Ukidamash ma be'perik kama de babakam. And we're bringing it for ein shliach l'dvar avera. Hainu k'diperishis dehecha de'ikat tzad avera ein boy din shlichus klal. When there's a tzad avera, ein boy din shlichus klal. Ken yerli el the mishliach. Okay, fine. Ken yerli. So what's he saying? The Ritva said over here in Bab Metzia, he didn't send him lahazik. And by us, he learns him perfectly into the sukkah of ein shliach l'dvar avera. So what's pshat? He didn't send him lahazik. She says when you have shaykhis to the avera, he had a role in it, he had a grum, he had something, you're already going to bring in shliach l'dvar avera, which is a little deichik to me, and I don't like that teretz. But actually, that's what the Ritva's lumdis was, because how could he say he didn't send him to do an avera, and then over here he says, oh yeah, he was shogeg and it's shaykh to ein shliach l'dvar avera and divrei talmud. Okay, so maybe pshat's like Pnei Yoshua that once you have shaykhis to the avera at all, so then there's going to be ein shliach l'dvar avera, a parsha shaykh like that. But that's a little deichik, and the Machane Ephraim, let's get Shemaka answer. Say that. Machane Ephraim says like this. He brings the Ritva, the Mashma di Misholchoi, Chayav Medina de Garmi, you're Chayav from Groma, whatever. You didn't send him to do an Avera. The Tama Mikam, this is what he says. Imas Nisan, Loi Airi b'da Amr Leila Hazik, El Shemasar b'yada. He just gave it to him. If it was that he just gave it to him, my shlichus shayach b'chdei l'chayva l'mishaleach. Our question: if it's like the Ritva says, how is it shayach to the parts of ein shliach l'dvar avera? From Grama, it's a weak svara. How is it shayach to ein shliach l'dvar avera? Chimi tziva loy lahazik, told him to do any damage. Ela al korachach, based on our sugya, sorich loymer demas nisin ayri b'shomer loy lahazik. He told him to damage. And what? Ba'afilu hachi pater kishalach bi'ad chereshet v'katan v'shem t'la b'nei shlichus ninhu k'mash kasav ha'toisvus. Right? Fine. So the answer is like this. Going in Toisvus' lumdis, that it is shayach to atem gam atem, and we're going to say that children ktanim are la b'nei shlichus, what happened? Avada, he told him lahazik. He told him lahazik. Ella, what's the reason why you're not chayiv? Because they're not b'nei shlichus. Fine, so you're not chayiv. And on the pikeach, what's going to be by the pikeach? The pikeach, it's going to be that you sent him to do a dvar aveira, and ain't shlichus dvar aveira. He made his own choice, right? 1 second though. So what's he do with the ritva? The nearly is daiti liyashi the masnis and iri the cut and sheish das. This is what he's going to do with the ritva, his grama thing. That we're talking here with a cut and sheish das. Kinemuki la chizkia mavavakama nuntes amid beis. V'masal like gachelas v'liba mishum the loy bar the loy bari hazeka. Right, low bari hazeka. So you're still going to be Pater Bidine Odom, right? Shekatnu Yilba. Fine. Lo very hazeka that he's going to go burn things down. Aval im amar lekatan she'ain lo das she yishbar kalim shel chaveiro to go break kalim shel chaveiro to have a bari hazeka chayev hamishaleach midina degarmi from groma. Fine. That's what he does with the ritva groma. Over what? He learns fine. That by Hashalech Zabeira, he sent him to burn it down. Pater Medina Degarmi Mishum Demayr Bekatan Sheish Lo Das. The reason he's pater from Medina Degarmi is because it was a Katan Sheish Lo Das. Now, Lamaisa, so he learned the sugi in a different mahala. Because he had this question that how is it shaykh? Okay, very nice mahalach. He said that Kanan are b'nei shlichus because not for matem gamatem, and all the cases you didn't send him to do an aveiro, and then the case with the keachas you're chayav from shia, he's chayav from shia. But what shaykh does it have to our sugya? Al karka from our sugya, you see, it has to be shaykh to having sent to do some aveiro. So if they have to send him to do some aveiro, so how come a cotton who's lav bar chiyuvo? So how come he's not machayav the mishalayach? Because they're not b'nei shlichus either. And what's going to be with the pikeach? Is he chayav from negligence? No, you sent him to go burn down the house. So by there you'll say ein shliach b'dvar aveir. That was the mahalach there. Shtickle vort from the area. Shtickle vort from the area. We all know this is the different Hisayrus fun part.
One time. So it comes up because it's two mahalach. The Peshu, which is a little bit dochik, the Machan Ephraim.
Those are the ways to answer up the ritva.
Right. So the Machan Ephraim still it's like it's not pashas of the Gemara in the Baba Kama. It's like
he didn't send him to do an aveira.
That's mamish pashas. None of the Rishonim that I've seen. I don't know. Whatever.
Oh,
it's a bit of I don't think any Rishonim learned that he's like sending him to do it. Right?
Lamaisa, I hear it.
I think it's like a chiddush what he's saying. Like
it is. It's a chiddush because the Machan Ephraim is pushed into it by our sugya. If you're trying to bring it into ancient Lev Avera, it has to be. Huh?
It's still like a steer.
Yeah. It's okay if he argues in Rishon, but it's not parashas of the Gemara. They send him to do a shlichus. No?
I hear what you're saying. However, he's al korchet into it. Otherwise, what's the shaykhis to ancient Lev Avera?
It's hard.
He's miyashving the Gemara because otherwise you're toast. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Say it.
No, the pair shoes also. I think it's not super.
Yeah. Say it. Zogs in the Meiri. We all know the Gemara. Shabbos Nanvov, Kol Ha'omer David Chata. Ain't no I'll tell you. You're making a mistake if you say David was Chayta, right? And we say also in our Gemara by us, Cherev B'nei Amo, just like you're not chayav for that, you're not chayav for this. Fine, you're not chayav. But there's a word. You hear what I said? So we all know the Gemara Kol Ha'omer David Chata Ein I'll tell you, right? And our Gemara also goes in line with that and says that here David HaMelech, right? Just like you aren't chayav for Cherev B'nei Amo, you're not chayav here either. Other
Pashas are reading the pasuk. One of the Rishonim said that's why we asked my time with Shammai Izaki because the Pashas the pasuk.
Right. So there's still a vort, even though we're saying he's not chayav. Aval pishin shliach b'dvar avera mikol makom roy lahaz here shlei ligrom takola. Right. Lamaisa and a chanami. The avera is not attributed to David HaMelech. Aber what did Chagai Hanavi say? Chagai Hanavi said you killed him. And then a chanami, he didn't kill him. And we're saying he's even pater. But there's a word that a person shouldn't be the person that caused takola. Shkola gerim takola nikreis hi al shemoy. If you do such a takola, it's called on your name. Maisa, since I only have 1 minute, just another thing, just a ha'ara that came to me during davening. I was davening so well, I should say a good chabura, and I should be able to answer all the questions. But then it hit me. I should be davening that it should be emes. I shouldn't daven that, I should say a good one, and everybody comes and take him out. No, that's not what you're davening for. You're davening for the say emes. You should be able to have emes ticket tefillas, and a good Gezar Din for the coming year.